take his rifle is what I'm gonna do, right? Like they're not my security. So 1 week later, after I left, they get overran. They made it in the airport, killed some people. 2 weeks later, the guy who was the police officer who I was training decided to go out into town to go to the Somali investigating laboratory, whatever the fuck they call it. Boom, fucking ID cranks off. Crushes their fucking vehicle. This dude's like 70 some years old, man. He's got crazy 3rd-degree burns all over his body, not to mention the concussion. This dude was like a diabetic, like always checking his blood to begin with whenever we were out at lunch and stuff like that. I hope he's doing good. To be honest, I would not be surprised if he died later on because of subsequent injuries and stuff like that, because their truck got freaking tanked, dude. The whole passenger side was gone. And so while that happens, they're asking me, hey, will you go up over to West Africa and do this thing in this country that I've never heard of before? And I'm a pretty geographically, intelligent person. Sao Tome and Principe. It's an island off the coast of West Africa, right by equilateral New Guinea and Nigeria, which those are actually the most pirated waters in the world. I did not know that. I thought it was the Horn of Africa, the Somali coast. But in terms of like actual pirates roaming around attacking people, it's why all the oil fields have never been drilled over there. It's because it's just people get smoked. So they send me over to this place. I got no idea what I'm doing, who I'm working with, what the deal is. I show up and I get picked up at this airport late at night. Random truck, no uniforms, no communication prior. These guys are just like, Joe, fuck it. Like let's rock and roll, man.
It's like a shady Uber in downtown, wherever the fuck, and you're like,
dude,
I guess this is the guy.
Yeah, man. And then they start driving me into the jungle, because this is a very thick jungle island. And I'm already thinking of ways to kill everybody in the truck. Where I'm gonna bail out to, I have no idea. Doing my research, there's a radio station, an American Christian radio station on the island. There's no consulate, no U.S. embassy, nothing. My thought was that perhaps that might not be a radio station. Maybe that's somewhere I can, if they don't shoot me upon entry, I can get help. So I'm already like trying to think about how I'm gonna get there and all this stuff. Turns out I got lucky. The dudes were legit. They were good guys. And they're like, hey, we start work in 3 days. And I'm like, what? Like 3 days, man? Like, my kid was just born like 2 months ago. I've almost missed all of his life so far. I'm here to like do work, get you guys trained up and leave. Whatever is what it is. So I get the next few days, a tour deep into the jungle. I'm developing a relationship with these guys who I'm working with. They only speak Portuguese. I speak shit Portuguese from when I was surfing down in Brazil a few years prior. And just making the most of it, learning as much as I can. Then the day for work comes. They walk me up into this nice building, probably the nicest building, second nicest building on the whole island. And I walk in and there's this guy named Kelvin. And he goes, it's nice to meet you. My name is Kelvin. I'm the Attorney General. I'm like, of the district? He's like, no, of the country. This dude's the number 2 in charge of the entire fucking country. I had no idea I was coming in to support this guy directly. Not a big deal, right? Let's roll with this. That's cool. Like, that's something that kind of pumps me up a little bit. Working with his team directly. These guys don't even have like a good power grid, like power goes out 3 times a day. So then he's like, where's your materials? The company was supposed to ship the materials ahead of time, all the computers and phones that we do the testing on. None of that was there. And so I'm just kind of like, you can imagine I'm trying to play it cool to be like, I got my computer, we're good. Okay, awesome. Puts me in this back room that's like, man, 8 people are in there. Nobody speaks English. I don't speak Portuguese. I literally got Google Translate out, given this class on how to do data acquisition for mobile devices, but we got no mobile devices to actually test it out on. So I say, you know what? Fuck this, man. Do you guys have any phones like that you want to do this on? Like, let's do some real life rips. This ain't America, like what's the chain of custody really like? It's fucking Africa, dude. Sure enough, they're like, oh, we've got a bunch of phones. We just arrested this guy. We know he's a drug dealer. We've been trying to get him for a long time, blah, 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 blah. This dude, Moses. And I was like, bring his stuff up. They bring his stuff up. I plug into it, sitting there, processing the information. It's up on the little projector screen. Dude, it's like 3 days into it, maybe. All of a sudden, one of the guys is like, stop. And he's like telling me to go back. So I scroll back. It's all in Portuguese. There's a translation feature, but takes time, especially with the infrastructure they have. It takes like 15 minutes just to like translate a sentence. He gets up and like everybody goes silent in this room, and I'm kind of like freaked out over what they're reading. Goes out, brings Kelvin, the Attorney General, back in. Kelvin literally turns around, and he looks at me and he goes, "Everybody in this room is in danger." What the fuck are you talking about, dude? He goes, "Joe, this message, the text messages that we're reading right now, this is from the drug dealer downstairs and one of the top law enforcement officials in the nation." Okay, we start going, starts telling me names to look up. We find mayors for the provincial districts. They got like 6 in the island. They find mayors, passports, documentation that the mayors were signing off on for the drug dealer for his mules. We find videos of Nigerians hacking people up and shit, like out in the middle of the streets of the Jungle Mountains that they had heard rumors about, but weren't able to actually confirm yet that the Nigerians were out there hacking people up. We found the narcotics sergeant communications with every reigning law enforcement official, basically.
It's like just corruption top to bottom.
And now I'm sitting here like, dude, who the fuck am I in this room with? Are any of these people on this fucking device? Because I'm the only white dude on this whole fucking island. Like, I'm pretty easy to find, and I got nowhere to go. And I've got about 48 hours before I can get out of here because the planes don't come every day. So I play it cool. The Attorney General literally goes, "This is the largest political scandal that we've ever uncovered in this nation's history." And he goes, he's like telling, like, nobody could talk about this, blah, blah, blah. I go back to my hotel that night. I immediately barricaded my door, soaked it in a bunch of bug spray and hand sanitizer. I had like a lighter with a big ass wasp can of bug. I was gonna light the whole fucking hotel on fire if anybody knocked on my door, dude. I started rifling through all the evidence that I had pulled from their phones to see if I found anybody's name, any reference whatsoever to any of the people who were in that room with me. I was convinced that I was fucked. And you can imagine why. I sent emails out to my buddies, like former MARSOC dudes. Here's the evidence file, look up these names, this is what's happening. Send it to my lawyer at the time. I was like, make sure like my wife gets everything because I don't know what's about to happen over the next 24 hours. Literally had my lights off in the hotel room the whole time. I've tied my sheets together just like in the movies so I could like set the hotel on fire and basically rappel out the back. And I didn't know where I was gonna go, radio station, right? Christian radio station. Watch it actually be like a freaking Christian radio station. I'm like, oh, this is so gay. I got lucky, man. I got really lucky that none of those dudes in that room were corrupt that day.
Yeah.
And the Attorney General was, from the evidence that I had access to, he seemed like a good dude. I got so lucky. And next day came, I'm on high alert. We finish it out. Next night, basically the same situation replaced itself and then, or repeated itself. And then day comes to go to the airport. I'm trying to play it cool the whole time. I'm so nervous that we're gonna get pulled over by other cops or something like that. You know how the corruption goes. And we get out of there. I get out of there, made it home, held my son, and I just remember his weight. Like, he had changed so much as like a little human. That close call in Somalia that I literally thought was gonna get us fucking killed. This company's sending me to more and more risky places. They don't understand the operational environment. So I kind of had like a small falling out with them, I guess. I wanted to continue to work with the Crimes Against Kids Task Force stateside, but apparently they didn't like what I had to say about the trips that they had sent me on, so they ghosted me, they fired me, basically.